Hello, my friends. I'm super excited to chat with you guys about this today. And I feel like all the obstacles are just like stacking up against me. All three of my kiddos are in like that whiny, awesome phase, which is kind of funny with what we're chatting about today. So this topic actually, it came up in one of my accountability threads and on Marco Polo actually. And it made me like, oh my gosh, I really feel like this message needs to be shared for all of my people, because I know not all of my people are in that Marco Polo thread. So basically, Alila, close the door so we don't wake up Ellie, please. So basically, the gist of today is do not disturb. Okay, so that's why you're like, okay, yeah, like I can see why Bryn thinks this is funny with her children disturbing her all over the place, right? So it all stemmed from my girl Carolyn. She was talking about how she was in the middle of her workout and she was like, and I got interrupted because my boss like called me in the middle of my workout and she like asked me to help her with something. Do you guys have any like advice? Because my heart did not like the fact that I like worked out really good for 5 minutes and then took like a 30-minute break to help my boss with this and then restarted my workout. Do you guys have any advice with that? And I was like, yes, I have all the thoughts with this. Turn your phone on airplane mode. Do not answer the phone when you're in the middle of your workout, okay? So with that said, this is Bryn learning the hard way, okay? There were so many times that my older sister would call, okay? My older sister is also my coach. We work together and she's my sister. And our dad has terrible health, okay? So he's in his 50s, he's in a nursing home, he's had 3 heart attacks and 3 strokes, maybe 4 strokes or 4 heart attacks. Honestly, I lose track. He's still alive, he's still kicking, but he's hammered, okay? Like his health is terrible. And there were so many times when she would call that I was like, oh my gosh, I must answer. Like I must, because maybe he had a heart attack. Maybe he had a stroke. Maybe he drowned his apartment again and it's flooding and he's getting kicked out. Maybe he found a leak in his apartment again and there's a carbon monoxide thing and he needs to get out. Like I could not bore you, probably very entertain you by all the stories that I could tell you just related to my dad, okay? And so anytime my older sister would call, I must answer the phone. And I swear, like she had a sixth sense to like when I pushed play on my workout. And so I would start my workout like 3-4 minutes in, she's calling and I'm like, I must answer, right? And 99.999, if not 100% of the time during my workout, they, it was totally trivial. She was just, hey, can I pick your brain about something? Or something that like totally could have waited. And I was like, Bryn, why did you answer? You could have waited, like she could have waited 22 more minutes while you finished this very short 30-minute workout, right? And I think honestly, to be fair to myself, I think I probably have a little bit of PTSD because the first stroke he ever had was in the middle of my workout. I was doing quarter force and I was at my mother-in-law's house and I was doing MMA awesomeness and like this flying beast punch thing that was just amazing. And I felt so fierce and my mother-in-law comes running down the stairs like, oh my gosh, Janine's on the phone. Your dad's had a stroke. Anyways, so I think I do have a little bit of like, oh my gosh, someone in my family is calling and I'm working out and I must answer, right? But I have learned that has happened once. I have been doing Beachbody workouts for 12 years now, okay? And that has happened once in 12 years. There was one night where I turned my phone on silent so that I could get adequate amounts of sleep. And there was one night where my younger sister got in trouble and my older sister was trying to call me. Same sister was trying to call me and I wasn't answering because I was sleeping and my phone was on do not disturb and they lived closer. And so the police came and pounded on my sister's door at like 3 a.m. and my sister got to take care of it. And I just got a beautiful night's sleep because my phone was on do not disturb. Okay. But so that has happened twice in my almost 30 years of life that it bit me in the butt. But I have met so many people who like refuse to put their phone on do not disturb when they're sleeping or when they're working out because of the what ifs. Okay. And I am noticing, especially like COVID life, anxiety is a real thing and it's getting more and more real every day. We cannot live in that place, okay? And this is Bryn coming from past experience. This is not like, I'm not shaming you if you live in anxiety, because guess what? Me too, okay? This is Bryn sharing the tools and resources that I have learned that are helping me live every single day in joy and peace versus that place of anxiety and overwhelm, okay? Like literally, we cannot, if anxiety is something that you struggle with, we cannot put in jeopardy our everyday health and joy, okay? The two things that I'm talking about here, do not disturb, right? It's fine, they're totally disturbing right now. The two things that I'm most specifically talking about are exercise. Hold on, I'm gonna mute myself for 2 seconds, hold on. It's fine. We're fine. Okay. Find out when coming soon. I don't really know. We'll find out. Back to what I was saying. Okay, so the two things most specifically that I'm referring to are exercise and sleep. Okay, let's think of the overall consequences of if you don't get your workout in every day because you're living in this place of anxiety. Okay. Or two, if you don't get the sleep you need because you're living in this place of anxiety. Okay. If you don't get your workout in every single day because you're living in this what if loop, how will that affect your heart? How will that affect your joy? How will that affect your hormones? Because we all know that exercise gives you endorphins and endorphins make you happy, and happy people don't shoot their husbands, right? Thank you, Legally Blonde, for that reference, or their children, right? Like you get your workout in and turn that phone on do not disturb. Turn that phone on airplane mode. Turn it off, heaven forbid. And if the life happens around you while you're working out, guess what? When you turn that phone back on in 30 minutes, because these workouts are real short, most of them, I mean, some are 15 minutes, some are 20 minutes, some are 30, max 45 minutes, okay? And whatever crisis is going on, it will still be there in 45 minutes. And then you can attack it with a really, really awesome, clear, positive headspace instead of this, you interrupted my workout, and right? Or whatever it is. And when we were talking about this, one of my girls who's on the call right now, she said something and I was like, ooh, I have got to write that down. That was so good. I'm looking it up because I don't want to mess it up. Jeanette, shout out to you, my friend. She said, life's going to happen whether you're available to it or not. And I was like, mic drop, right? Like with the two examples that I shared, my dad, yes, he had a stroke, but even if I had answered my phone when I was working out, my phone was upstairs. That's why my sister called my mother-in-law, okay? I can't do anything to help him. I was 5.5 hours away in Las Vegas. Did I leave immediately as soon as I could and pack up my family? Yes. But whether or not I had answered the phone during my workout, I can't do anything to save him here. I am 5.5 hours away, and whether or not I had my phone on me to answer it during that 40-minute workout makes absolutely no difference whatsoever. I finished my workout while Blake packed up, and then we left. Okay. So, and that was one of the bad examples. And the second example that happened to me, I got a good night's sleep. My sister sister got in trouble, my other sister was there to help her because the police came knocking on the door at 3 a.m. and I got a good night's sleep and I got to hear all about it in the morning. Okay. So, and you know what? Life goes on, right? Just like Jeanette said, life's going to happen whether you're available to it or not. So give yourself the gift of a rockin' workout. Do not let your boss or your sister or your XYZ person ping you in the middle of your workout and throw off your groove. Hey, you guys, pause. Do not disturb. Remember how we're talking about that? It's fine. Okay. All right. So do not let the random pings and the random things. And I know that was like an extreme example. There's also so many times where we're in the middle of our workout and it's like your kids are like, I need a snack. I need an XYZ. I need this. I need this. I need this. If you're someone who has little people like me. My baby, not anymore because she's like almost 18 months, but when she was tiny, okay, she's crying. All right, yes, I'm going to pause my workout and help her because she's tiny and she needs me and she can't really communicate. Now, 99.9% of the time, she's whiny and it's just she wants me to hold her or she's hungry, but I already gave her like 4 snacks before I even started my workout. She can wait. She can pause. Maybe that makes me sound a little heartless, but this is my mom time. This is my me time and I need it. Okay. So that is when I go outside, or here's some snacks to tide you over for 30 minutes while I bust this out, or you're going to have to wait. Okay. And as the older your kids get, if you, and this is coming from early childhood education brain, okay, if you teach your children that it is okay to interrupt you during your workout, guess what they will do? They will interrupt you during your workout every single time. If you pause and cater to their needs, guess what? They're going to interrupt you every single time. It's going to be hard at first, especially if you're new to this, but you have got to stay strong and you have got to show them, no, I am not helping you while I'm working out. I don't care how much you whine. I don't care how much you wail. I don't care how much you beg me. I don't care if you say I hate you. I don't care. I'm not helping you. You can wait 30 minutes and you might have to do that once or twice or 3 times maybe, and then they'll learn. Okay, mom's useless when she's working out, and I'm going to be self-sufficient. I'm going to figure it out by myself. And then they learn. Okay. They're really smart. So if you've got kids, turn on airplane mode with your kids. And can you do it in a loving way? Obviously, yes. Sometimes I'm feeling a little fierce towards my children right now, so that's probably where the fierceness comes from. But you can totally do it in a, hey guys, it's mom time, so don't come in here, okay? Or you can set them up with their iPad and let that be their 30-minute time to like, go away, I'm doing my thing over here, and you do your thing over there. You can totally set them up with snacks and food and all the things and whatever, and try to like try to avoid as much chaos as you can before you push play. Okay. And that's more if you're like, I'm not a morning person. I cannot wake up before my children. Best case scenario, you wake up 30 minutes before your kids and do it before they even wake up. But on those days where you missed your alarm, you slept in, or it's just busy, or you just didn't go to bed on time, or XYZ, whatever those things, close the door. you can set those expectations with your kids, for your kids, to do not disturb while I'm working out. Okay. And then all other things too. Your laundry. Yes, maybe you just thought about it, about how you need to change it, but it doesn't need to be changed right this second. Don't let your 30-minute workout turn into a 4-hour workout because you push pause 1.5 million times. Okay. Like, get in, get out, get her done. And Blake and I have started to challenge ourselves because we recognize that I wasn't taking my own advice and we were totally catering to the needs of our kids. And we made an unwritten rule, because between the two of us and like, oh, I have to poop. Oh, I have to poop too. Oh, my shoelace is coming untied. I need to tie it. Oh, this kid needs help. Oh, this kid needs help. And between the two of us, it was like taking us 17 years to work out. So now it's like, no, we are not pushing pause ever. And we're just going to bust this out. Okay. And if I have to poop, this is just real life up in here. Okay. I got to go fast. I got to get it done, and I got to hurry back, or else I'm going to miss a lot of the workout. Or if this kid needs my help and I am choosing to help him or her, I better hurry, because I'm not rewinding that workout and I'm not redoing what I missed. So I'm going to freaking hurry. And then it keeps my heart rate up. It keeps me sweating, and then we can keep going through. Okay. So, Steph in the chat said, I heard a friend ask another person, but what if there's an emergency? And they replied, then they better call 911, not me. Loved that. Yes, I love that. And really, it's so true. I feel like the what if loop is just so debilitating. It really is. And if we live in that place, okay, yes, what if there is an emergency? What is the worst case thing? What is the worst thing that could happen? Okay. And I just shared 2 examples of the worst thing did happen. And what? Right? Like, and if that helps you, I know it helps me. Literally think through that. What if there is an emergency? Okay, what will happen? Okay, well, if there's an emergency, that if they can't reach me, they'll probably call my husband. And he can either come home if it's like a real emergency, or he can, if my phone is on do not disturb, he's one of my favorites, so his call will come through, or whatever. Like, you can think through those types of things, and or they'll call 911, or you'll get to it in 22 minutes because you've already been through 8 minutes of your workout, and you can call them back in 22 minutes, right? Like, it's gonna be okay. It's gonna be okay. And Steph said in the chat, that poop struggle trying to work out with your husband is legit. Yes, that's a real life example. It really is. Okay. And then with sleep, okay, this is the last thing I want to mention before I think you get the gist, and then I'll let you go. Again, shouting out my girl Jeanette. She reminded me of something that Danielle Natoni said. And Danielle Natoni, if you don't know who that is, she's the modifier in Insanity Max 30. She's in Let's Get Up. She's the really tall, really thin, just amazing, fierce woman of America. Okay. And she is a Beachbody coach, and she did a post one time that said, your bedroom is for 2 things, and they both start with S. Okay. Sleep and sex. Yes. And if you're not sleeping good, that affects your health in every way, shape, and form. And I run a marriage class every once in a while. And one of my biggest pieces of marriage advice is to charge your phone across the room. And you guys, that is so good for so many reasons. Charging your phone across the room helps you get better sleep. It is literally scientifically proven. And I can be another testimony to that, even though I wasn't in their study. Okay. Charging your phone across the room has been proven to help with physical intimacy in your marriage, because you literally, like, you put your phone over there. Now I'm walking over here to get into bed. And guess what? I don't have this thing glued to my hands looking and at the screen, and I'm not making my Instagram followers and my messages and my texts and my Facebook comments and my whatever Marco Polo thread. I'm not making that the last thing that I prioritize in my day. I'm making my husband the last thing that I prioritize in my day. And that's when we actually kiss goodnight. And that's when we actually say our prayers together at night. And that's when we actually snuggle. And that's when we actually, maybe do some other things that start with S, okay? But if I have my phone glued to my hand, that dies. And what am I communicating every single day? He doesn't matter to me. My phone matters more. These people on my phone matter more, right? And so putting it on the other side, 1 will help you sleep better, 2 will improve your marriage, and 3, it will also help you wake up better. Because when you set that alarm and you have to wake up and walk across the room to turn off your alarm, it's so much easier to turn off that alarm and, okay, I'm up, I'm ready to go. Like, I'm going to do this. I'm going to do my Miracle Morning. If you haven't listened to the Miracle Morning by Hal Elrod, repent and do it now, because that book will change your life. Okay. But seriously, it's not foolproof. It's not a like guaranteed, if you do this, you will never push snooze again. Like, because there's definitely been days that I'm like, walk across the room and I need some more sleep. And then I go climb back in bed. So it's not a snooze proof, foolproof way to help you wake up, but it definitely helps. Okay. And Steph said in the chat, yes, they've done studies with the improvements in the difference of having your phone not visible while engaged in conversations versus having it turned over or put down, but still visible. I would love to see that study, because I think that sounds fascinating. Because even me, I've noticed, if it's turned down, it helps me for some reason. But if it's like out, I'm like, I don't even know where to put it. It's like, oh well, I'll get it in a little while, right? And it really, really, truly helps us be more present in those moments. Okay, so do not disturb. Okay, that I know in this, especially in this day and age where like social media is a thing and stories are a thing and Marco Polo is a thing and all the things are a thing, right? Sometimes it's really, really easy to just be constantly all up in this. And like, even me personally, I use my phone to record fun videos of my family, of my workout for coaching purposes. I use my phone to take pictures of myself, my family, of my transformation. I use my phone to listen to audiobooks. I use my phone to listen to scriptures. I use my phone to listen to devotionals. I use my phone to work. I use my, like you get the point, right? There's like a lot of uses for this amazing, beautiful device. And hello, here's a picture of the Savior, right? I love that picture. But there is also a time and a place for like, do not disturb me. It's Bryn time now. And I'm putting it down. I'm putting it away intentionally. And you better not expect an answer from me. And even setting that expectation, if you really like, I know I live in this place of anxiety, like, and I really can't. Text the people that you love. Hey, I'm pushing play on my workout. I'm turning off my phone for the next 30 minutes. If there's an emergency, I'll be back in 30 minutes. Okay. And you can literally send out that text, save it as a note in your phone so you don't have to retype it out every day and just copy paste every time you're about to work out, right? Like, or whatever it takes for you. But literally, hey, I'm going to sleep. I'm turning my phone off. I'm putting do not disturb on. And I will wake up tomorrow at 6 a.m. And if anything happens in the night, that's when I'll check in. Okay. Or whatever it takes, but you deserve good sleep. And think about the long-term health consequences for you if you live every day in that what if loop versus, you know what? I deserve to live every day in a place of joy and health, instead of living every day in a place of anxiety and what if. Okay. Jeanette said in the chat, Mel Robbins in 5-Second Rule also talks a lot about this, like pressing snooze because it's right next to your bed. Once you're up, you're less likely to turn it off and go back to sleep. Yes. And Mel Robbins is really, that book specifically, 1, it's really good about helping you wake up in the day. 2, it's really good about helping you have everyday courage. But 3, she also talks in that book about anxiety and how she struggled with like debilitating anxiety. And she gave a really, really poignant example from her own kids and an airplane trip that they were on.
Oh, can you get that down, please?
No, I don't want you guys to get that out again. It took a long time to clean up the other day. You can use blankets and pillows. But she shared essentially that she realized that living in that place of anxiety was literally just making it so she was living through the fear twice. She was living through it, building up to the situation and making it worse in her head, right? And then if it actually were to happen, okay, now she just has to relive it again because she lived through it already through her imagination. And now she's actually living through it because it actually happened, right? So really just being aware of that and choosing, you know what? Anxiety is a struggle for me, but I can change. I can change and I can learn tools and I can learn resources to help me overcome this. And the things that I've shared today are huge things that have helped me to overcome this. 5-second rule. If you struggle with anxiety, listen to it, read it. It will change your life. Okay. And secondly, just literally live in that place of like, I am choosing joy today instead of anxiety every day over the things that may or may not ever happen. Okay. Okay. That is all I had to share today. But I really, I know it's hard. I know, I get it. I've been there. Okay. I know it's hard. If you're someone who's listening to this and like, but I can't because but like, really, I want you to like, just stop and reflect about just, maybe I shouldn't say this, but like, I'm going to say it, but really, truly just be prayerful about what I said today to see if it's something that would really bless and change your everyday life, because sleep and exercise are huge for your health. Okay. And anxiety is not huge for your health, right? It's very bad for it. And then if it also in turn affects your sleep and your workouts, then right, we're a triple whammy. And then you're going to be like my dad and in your 50s and having heart attacks and strokes. Okay. Maybe I'm being a little bit facetious here and a little bit dramatic, but maybe not. Maybe I'm not. Okay. So you deserve it. You deserve to be joyful and happy. Okay. I love you. If you're on the recording, I will see you later. Mwah. If you're on live, stay on live and we'll chat.